Do you know what makes haunted houses terrifying? For me, it's not the creaky floorboards or flickering lights, but rather the sense of dread that lingers around every corner. The feeling that you're being watched by unseen eyes, or worse, that you're not alone. Now you might be wondering, why do we keep going back to these places, even though they give us the creeps? Because there's something about facing our fears head-on that's oddly comforting. The castle looms over you, a silent sentinel guarding secrets best left undisturbed. But curiosity gets the better of you, and you push open the creaking door, stepping inside. In the flickering shadows of the dying day, you find yourself face to face with the castle's darkest secrets. What will you discover as you navigate the twisting corridors and crumbling chambers? But when you rush to investigate, you find nothing but dust and cobwebs. Is someone playing a cruel trick on you? Or are the spirits of Leap Castle making their presence known? Hadn't suffered enough already? Now, you hear a soft sob coming from the corner of the room. The air grows thick with the stench of decay and despair, a grim reminder of the castle's dark past. You can almost feel the weight of countless souls crushed by the stone ceiling above you. Suddenly, you notice a small opening in the wall, barely big enough for a person to fit through. Curiosity piqued. You crawl through the opening and find yourself in a secret chamber. As you run your fingers along the desk, you feel a jolt of electricity shoot up your arm, and the hair on the back of your neck stands on end. Legend has it that the walls are stained with the blood of countless victims, and the very air is thick with the scent of death and decay. As you step inside, you feel a sudden drop in temperature, and goosebumps erupt across your skin. The room seems to be in a state of perpetual twilight, shadows dancing on the walls despite the bright sunlight streaming through the windows. You look up to see a full-length mirror hanging on the wall, its glass clouded with age. The decision is yours. As you approach it, you notice a faint reflection standing behind you. A woman in a flowing gown, her face pale and lifeless. So don't forget to like and subscribe for more terrifying tales from haunted locations around the world. We'll keep bringing the scares straight to you. Did you dare to enter the infamous Blue Bedroom, where the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest? Or did you flee from the clutches of the castle's dark history? The choice is yours. You turn slowly, but there's no one there. Had you imagined it, or is the ghost of Leap Castle revealing itself to you once more? Startled, you turn to find the source only to see a shimmering mist that quickly dissipates into thin air. As you examine the relics, you feel a sudden surge of energy, as if an unseen force is watching you closely. You approach cautiously, and as you reach out to touch it, you feel a strong force pushing you away. Startled, you stumble back, knocking over a nearby vase and sending shards of porcelain crashing to the floor. You can hear the sound of footsteps approaching, heavy and slow, dragging themselves closer and closer. Panic rises within you as you realize you're not alone in the haunted Blue Bedroom. Something, or someone, is sharing the room with you, and it's coming closer. The rocking intensifies, and you swear you hear the sound of a woman's laughter echoing through the room. Startled, you whirl around, but there's nothing there except for the flickering shadows cast by the torch you hold. As you step onto the dance floor, you can almost hear the strains of a distant fiddle and the murmur of conversation from long ago. But the merriment is shattered by the sudden appearance of a ghostly figure gliding across the room. Startled, you watch as the apparition vanishes into thin air, leaving you alone in the eerie silence. Are the spirits of Leap Castle trying to communicate with you, sharing their stories of suffering and torment? Or are they simply reaching out to warn you of the danger that still lingers within these ancient walls? Whatever their intentions may be, you can help but feel a growing sense of urgency to uncover the truth behind the castle's haunted past. Could it be Eileen's ghost, forever trapped within the castle walls?
Ow.
The spirits of Leap Castle are all around you, reaching out from the shadows to guide you toward the answers you seek. You're not sure, but you can't help but feel a growing sense of unease. Will you uncover the truth behind the scratching in the walls, or the whispers that seem to follow you throughout the castle? Only one way to find out. Keep watching. The air grows heavy, thick with the scent of decay, and the whisper of countless tragedies. The walls are bare, except for a single painting hanging crookedly above the fireplace, depicting a stern-faced woman in 18th century garb. You can't shake off the feeling that she's watching you, judging your every move with her cold, lifeless eyes. Among them, you find a diary chronicling the tragic tale of a young girl named Eileen. Born into the castle in 1776, Eileen's life was far from ordinary. Her parents were brutally murdered when she was just a child, leaving her to fend for herself in the desolate halls of Leap Castle. With no one to protect her, Eileen became the target of unwanted advances from the castle's male inhabitants, including her own uncle, who sought to marry her for her fortune. Unable to bear the torment, Eileen took her own life at the tender age of 19, throwing herself from the highest tower. As you turn to leave, you swear you hear the rustle of fabric, like the woman in the painting shifted on the wall. Was it just the wind, or something more sinister lurking in the shadows? Each room you enter seems to have a story to tell, a tale of love, loss, betrayal, and despair. You can almost hear their voices echoing around you, taunting you with their pain and sorrow. Plus, let's be real, who doesn't love a good scare? And with Halloween right around the corner, what better time to explore the dark side of history than now? Well, get ready to have your nightmares brought to life, because today, we're retaking you on a spine-chilling tour of haunted Leap Castle in Ireland. Built in 1200. This castle was the ancestral home of the O'Carroll clan and has been the site of countless atrocities. So grab a flashlight, hold on to your nerve, and join us as we uncover the chilling secrets of haunted Leap Castle. You're not alone here. The castle seems to come alive with unseen presences watching your every move. And then you hear it, a scratching sound from above. Your heart pounds in your chest as you turn to the source, a lone window high up on the wall. Is someone up there watching you? Do you stand frozen in fear? A cold breath seems to brush against your neck. And you swear you hear a voice so close it feels like it's inside your head. Run, and before you can react, a sudden gust of wind slams the window shut, plunging you into darkness. Panic rises within you, clawing at your throat, choking you with terror. You stumble backward, desperate to escape the suffocating grip of the castle, but it's too late. The door behind you slams shut with a resounding boom, sealing your fate. Buckle up, because we're about to take a journey through time to a place where the veil between the living and the dead is paper thin. Welcome to Haunted Leap Castle. Now imagine standing in front of this imposing structure, its gray stone walls seemingly reaching out to grab you and pull you into its dark embrace. But as the sun begins its slow descent, casting long shadows across the courtyard, you feel a sudden chill run down your spine. You're trapped inside the haunted prison of Leap Castle, and there's no escape. The first room you stumble upon is the servants' quarters. It's cramped and dimly lit, barely enough room for a single bed and a small table. Suddenly, a crash from above makes you jump. You look up to see a suit of armor clattering to the floor, its metal joints scraping against the stone stairs. As you continue your exploration, you come across a hidden passageway behind the bookshelf, leading you to a secret room filled with ancient artifacts. As you read through her heartbreaking story, you can't help but feel a deep sense of sympathy for the young girl. Your journey takes you deeper into the heart of Leap Castle, where you stumble upon the dungeon. Inside, you discover a collection of rusted shackles and chains, hinting at the horrors that unfolded here in the castle's darkest days.
Out.
And as you continue your exploration, you sense that you're not alone. You find a grand ballroom, once the site of lively music and dance, now echoing with the ghosts of laughter and the scent of decay. In the drawing room, you discover a collection of antique furniture, including a large mahogany desk and a pair of ornate sofas. Finally, you reach the top floor, where you find the castle's most haunted room, the Blue Bedroom. In the corner, you see a rocking chair moving back and forth as if propelled by an invisible hand. What will you do next? Will you try to communicate with the spirits of the Blue Room, or flee from the haunting melodies and disembodied laughter? But as you stand there frozen in fear, the rocking chair suddenly stops, and a cold breeze sweeps through the room, extinguishing the candles and plunging you into darkness. Will you stay in the room and face whatever lurks in the darkness, or will you make a desperate dash for the door, hoping to escape the clutches of the Blue Bedroom's haunting presence? Welcome back. We've reached the end of our spine-chilling journey through the haunted halls of Leap Castle. If you've made it this far, we know you can't get enough of those scary stories that keep you up at night.